Good morning, dear children. Welcome back. Hope you're all doing good. In the last class, we talked about the qualities of a good questionnaire, what a good questionnaire should look like. It should be visibly attractive, the printing quality should be good, the ink should be good, and number of questions, like it should not be too lengthy, otherwise, the respondents will be discouraged to fill it, and so many more, like we should not use double negatives. The questions should be precise, clear. They should, move from general questions to specific questions, like that. So there are, whenever you'll be preparing a questionnaire, you should keep in mind that you can use two types of questions. One is close, don't write this in register as this is just for understanding. One is close-ended questions, or we also call them structured questions, and the other is open-ended or unstructured questions. So close-ended questions means where you are already giving the answers in the questionnaire to the respondent, and the respondent can choose any of the options in the given questionnaire, and then he can tick any of them. So close-ended, they are either two-way questions, like do you have a car? So yes or no. So two-way questions are yes and no kind of questions. So yes, I have a car, and then I put a tick mark. Then how often do you use your car, or what is the mileage of your car you are all using, what like you want to know how much expenditure a person's makes on the petrol monthly, how much monthly expenditure a person makes on petrol. So for that you need to actually first ask them whether they have a car or a scooty or which vehicle they have. Then you can give multiple choice questions. You have a two-wheeler, four-wheeler, or maybe three-wheeler. Some can have three-wheeler also, like that you can ask like that. Then you want to ask how many total vehicles, how many you have. Then you are again giving multiple choice questions, one, two, three, and more than three, like that. So close-ended questions, they will be easy to use for the respondents because they know already the options are there, so they only have to tick the answer. Again, you can also score them easily. Multiple choice questions are easy to score. You can very quickly analyze all the answers and then arrive at results. And sometimes, but the problem is that your true response is not present among the options given. For example, I want to know which newspaper do you read, and in that I'm giving you the option: the Times of India, the Hindustan Times, Navbharat Times, the Indian Express, and like that. But you actually read the Hindu. So now there is a problem, so that your option is not there in the, your actual answer is not there in the options. So for that, what we can do is we can give the choice of any other as one of the options. We can write any other and leave a blank beside it, and then the person can write the answer. If there is any other, the person can write. So such questions are called close-ended questions, or we also call them structured questions, because the investigator himself or herself has structured those questions. Like they have structured the answers for you, and the respondent only has to tick mark the right answer. Then open-ended or unstructured questions, where you can, uh, ask the respondent to answer the way they like. Like, what are your views on Indian poverty? This is an open-ended question. There are no ends to the answer to this question. This is an unstructured question. You can answer whatever you, in whatever way you want to. So this can have more individualized response, but again, they're difficult to interpret and hard to score, and obviously it will take a lot of time. There will be a lot of variations in the answer. What are your views on your school? What are, somebody will write something, somebody will write something else, and there will be multiple answers, after a survey on open-ended questionnaire. But then sometimes they are good also if you want to have, like you will always see in the feedback form of some restaurant or any new showroom which is open, they provide you with the feedback form, or maybe some car which you have got test driving with the, so they will provide you a feedback form, how was the test driving and everything. Firstly, they give you all the MCQs or close-ended questions. They can be either two-way or MCQs. And finally, they ask you any other feedback or any other point where you want us to improve. And that's a open-ended question. There they give the blank and you can write anything. So that's how there are two types of questions. Now let us just see one sample questionnaire which is there, and then you will be making your own questionnaire. Let us just see one. So this questionnaire, the purpose is to know consumers' eating preference. How often do they go out? What type of food consumers usually like, and why? How much expenditure do they make on food, and everything like that. So let us just see how the questionnaire is prepared. In the first few questions, you will always ask about the personal details of the consumer, like name, age, address, sex, whether male or female, phone, landline number or mobile number. You can ask both, or you can just simply write mobile here. Then monthly family income. Monthly family income, please make sure that you give the right options. Less than 30,000, 30 to 40,000, then 40 to 50, and more than 50. Sometimes what students do is less than 30,000, less than 50,000, less than 60,000. What does that mean? Now the person, if he's earning 20,000, so he will be taking at less than 30,000 as well as less than 40,000, because both are less than 20 is less than both 20 is less than both 30 and 40. So please make sure that your answers options which you give in the questionnaire are sensible enough. So this is how the person has asked the monthly family income. Then what kind of food do you normally eat at home? North Indian, Chinese, all these options. And also it has provided others, if some other cuisine you like most. So the person can write here. Next, how frequently do you eat out? So the first question, there are three parts to this question. In a week, how frequently? Once, twice, thrice, or more than thrice. In a fortnight means in 15 days, how frequently do you move out? In a month, how frequently do you move out? So for all the three questions, you will be choosing one option out of the four options given here. More than three includes everything. Like if you go out four times in a week or six times in a week, you will be taking for more than thrice. Then next question is, you usually go out with whom? Family, friends, colleagues, or others? Any specific days when you go out, like people usually go out on when there are occasions, festivals, or any others thing, but here we have asked weekdays, weekends. So again you can tick mark more than one answer also. Like maybe I can tick mark here weekends and special occasions. I usually go out with weekends and special occasions, and that special occasion can be any occasion in the family. So you can answer more than one option actually. Then you generally go out for lunch, snacks, dinner, party picnics, or others. Like usually which meal do you take when you go out? Do you specifically go out for dinner or lunch or snacks, or just actually the whole party thing, or others? Then where do you usually go? Some Chinese joint, restaurant, fast food joint, or others? Again, the participant, the respondent can give any option in this category, others. Now, how much do you spend on eating out in one time? Like, what is the average amount of your bill when you go out and eat? So, this can be anything, whatever options you want to give here. The person has taken below 300, 3 to 5, 5 to 8, and more than 8. Which is your favorite eating point? Then this can be like anything. Favorite eating point may mostly people will write on others if the options are not covered here. But maybe the purpose of the study of this questionnaire is to know how popular Haldiram's is or how popular Pizza Hut is and all that. So the person has given all these options already. Nirala's, Burko's, Haldiram's, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Domino's, and etc. Others may. Then what are the distinguishing factors you look for? This was a very important question while eating out. Rank from 1 to 8, 8 being the highest score. So, first thing that you look for should be ranked 8. Like this is, what I give the most importance to. When I go out, I actually look at their wide menu range. Let us suppose, what all items they have in their menu. I really like wide menu, more of a variety of snacks, more variety of main course and everything, so that I can choose a variety of options. I don't like repeating items. So wide menu range. Then maybe we can give seventh rank to price, because we also see the price, what item is costing how much and all that thing. Then how much is the service there? Ambience can also be others, may you can write ambience of that particular area. Then you can talk about location, taste, quality, service, home delivery, anything. Like you have to rank these 8 um, options as per your preference, and if there is some other option which you want to write, so you can just write option, your option here, and others what is the rank of that option. Like if I write ambience here and ambience is on rank 1, let us suppose, so I'll write 1 here, or maybe 8 if 8 is the highest score, so I'll write 8 here. So this is one example, one specimen questionnaire. This is how questionnaires are prepared. So for you will also write one questionnaire and let it be draft a specimen questionnaire in you know draft a specimen questionnaire regarding the popularity of mobile networks maybe, or you can choose your own option, maybe the type of soap which people use. Then you can talk about some related questions in that questionnaire whichever are related to the type of soap which you use. People, do you suffer from some skin disease or anything? Did some doctor recommend you? How did you start using it? Since when you're using it? And then you can give relevant options according to your question. Then you can talk about some shampoo, which, because you want to know which shampoo is the most popular shampoo used among your respondents, like whosoever you choose, whether your friends, your relatives, or your neighborhood, or anybody. Then you can talk about the regarding the popular network. If you are choosing Vodafone, then what are the reasons behind it? Then you give options, better quality, or maybe just better name, or better packages, or anything. You can give an option others also, any other. So you can choose your topic here, draft a specimen questionnaire regarding the popularity of maybe soaps, shampoo, or telecom network, or what else you can make a questionnaire on. Maybe you just want to know e-commerce preference of the people, which e-commerce website do they use most, and for what all reasons do they use, how much do they usually spend on shopping, do they think that e-commerce makes us spend wastefully or extra than what we need, or no, or not. So all these options you can choose to make a questionnaire. You can also choose any other topic if you want to know some idea on, but you just have to prepare a sample questionnaire and send it to me through WhatsApp. So this is your question. Draft a specimen questionnaire regarding the popularity of soap, shampoo, telecom network, e-commerce among the consumers. Okay, you can choose any of them or any other also. So this question you have to do. Taking help of this questionnaire, you can talk about. Okay, next is actually census and sample surveys. I'll show you. Census and sample surveys. Okay, before moving on to census and sample surveys, before actually, now the first thing you have to decide is what is the purpose of your study, right? Like whenever we want to have some statistics with us, we really need to know what is the purpose of the study. Now, in that purpose of the study, how many people do we need to, who all are, included in the category of answering? Like if I want to know the popularity of a film star among the school students, so and school students, and that too particularly St. Michael, so I will be actually, who all are covered in my study, in my field of study, is actually all the students of St. Michael's. Or maybe I want to know which which car is most loved by the people of our area. So in my study, the universe of my study will be, the population of my study will be actually the all the people living in my colony. They will be falling in this category. I will be going them and asking the questions. The next thing to decide is whether which method of data I would like to take, whether the mailed questionnaire, direct personal investigation which we did, or indirect oral investigation. After deciding that, okay, now let us suppose I decided direct personal investigation. I'll be going door to door and making inquiries. Let us suppose I decide that. After that, I actually need to prepare a questionnaire. I need to have the entire set of questions in front of me. So I will be preparing a questionnaire. So this is the questionnaire I'm going to ask. Once the questionnaire is prepared, it is always tested with a small population, with a small group of people. And testing the questionnaire with a small group of people is actually known as pilot survey. Before making the actual survey, once the questionnaire is ready, it is always advisable to conduct a tryout with a small group, which is known as pilot survey. Don't write about this. This is again for understanding, not there in your syllabus. I still want you to to know this. The pilot survey, why is pilot survey required? Because it helps in pre-testing of the questionnaire. You know, what can be the drawbacks related to your questionnaire? Like I prepared some questionnaire, but then I actually started carrying it out with my target population, but they were uncomfortable with some answers, and now I realized it is taking a lot of time to fill just one complete questionnaire and all those things. So it always advisable to try out with a small group of people so that you can know all the shortcomings, all the drawbacks in your questionnaire, whether your questions are suitable, whether the questions are clear to the respondent, how is your performance when you are asking the question. So you will also get confidence when you will actually carry out the real thing, the real survey. You will get to know the cost behind taking every survey and the time involved in the actual survey. You will be able to estimate all this when you make a pilot survey. So pilot survey is basically a test kind, a sample survey actually, before making it out. It is also known as pre-testing of the questionnaire. Just like if you remember when the first lockdown was announced, before announcing the lockdown for 21 days, we were asked to remain at our homes for one Sunday, if you remember. I think it was 22nd March. So that was a kind of pilot survey actually, pilot lockdown. And what is meant by pilot lockdown? They just wanted to know how it is going, how it will go actually, how good it is going to be, whether people can really follow it or not, and how effective it is going to be. Then it was after just analyzing the results of that one pilot lockdown. After 2 days, the main lockdown was announced for 21 days. So always it is advisable to conduct a pilot survey before carrying out your survey with the uh, target population. Next thing to decide is, this is a very important topic actually, whether you are going to conduct census survey or sample survey. Now, what is meant by census or sample survey? Now, if you are going to each and everyone, whosoever are included in your study, if you are going to each and everyone to ask the questions, then it is known as census survey. But if you are only asking a few people, you chose a few people randomly, just see this. You chose a few people randomly, like this is my entire population. In statistics, the term population means the people, the items who are falling in your category, who are related to your field of study. Okay, that just like I was telling you in that example of film star, the population is school students, so I will be asking them. But it will be really foolish to ask each and every student, like let us suppose there are 1500 students in the school. So for such an inquiry, it would be stupid of me if I ask, if I go and ask everybody individually about their favorite actor or actress. It would be really good there in that case, to go for sample survey. Sample survey is what, where I randomly choose, like maybe out of 1500, maybe I'm just choosing 50 people, and that is enough because all are school students. And in my survey, I am just choosing three from fifth class, three from sixth class, three from nursery, and three from three to top. Like that, in that way, I'm choosing all the people, all the students, and then I can ask about their preferences, and I can make out all my results. So it is important that you decide whether your study requires census survey. In census survey, you will go to all of them. All of them you are going to ask, whether you are sending the mail or you are following direct personal investigation. Each of them will be included in the census survey. Also these people. But in sample survey, you will randomly choose any, maybe 7 of them, 8 of them, 10 of them, or 30 of them, anybody, any number of these people to, and then you will only ask your questionnaire from these people, and on the basis of their results, you will make out all other results. That's how surveys are done. So whether you want to go for census survey and sample survey, that has to be really decided by the investigator. There are many factors which helps you decide this. See, it for the counting of population in India, we do the census survey, the Census of India. If you're aware of this, Census of India, an organization, is the Central Statistical Organization, Registrar General of India. It carries out a population count every 10 years since 1881, and last census was done in 2011, and the next census will be done next year, 2021. There they make door-to-door inquiries and ask everybody how many people are living in the family, who is doing what is the family income, the religion, the race, everything they ask which is related to the study of population. So that's the most intensive inquiry we have in our country, and that takes place only every 10 years, because it is not possible to count your population every year, or study the details of your population every year. It is not possible. So since 1881, India has been carrying out census of India. Census there mean population count, but the census method means talking to each and every item in the population. That's what census method means. So let us just see when should we use census and when should we use sample. Okay, census and sampling investigation techniques. This is there in the syllabus. This you have to write. A survey may be conducted by either of the two methods, census method or sampling method. Now, when a statistical, and this is very important, what is a census method? When a statistical investigation is conducted, wherein the data is collected from each and every element of the population, whosoever are there, we are going to each and every of them. This population does not mean the country's population. The word population here actually means this. Wait, let me show you. The word population in statistics means the aggregate of individual items, whether composed of people or things, which are subjected to a statistical investigation. Like whosoever are covered under our investigation, they whosoever have got all those traits of or instead of this definition, you can use this one. Wait, let me give you a better definition. Not this. Yes. Population or the universe, both mean the same thing in statistics. Population or the universe in statistics means totality of the items under study. So, population or the universe is a group to which the results of the study are intended to apply. Instead of all these words, you better write this. This is the definition. A population is always all the individuals or items who possess certain characteristics or a set of characteristics according to the purpose of your survey. So, whatever is the purpose of your survey, like if I want to know the popularity of a maybe pen among the students of 6th to 8th class, which pen is most popular among the students of 6th to 8th class. I really want to know which pen are they really fond of, and what are the reasons behind it that they are really fond of that pen, whether it is the price or the looks or the quality or the ink or the nib or whatever it is. So in my case, the population of my study is not the entire school now. My study has got to know the popularity of a pen among the students of 6th to 8th. So, who are the people who possess these characteristics according to the purpose of my survey? The students of 6th to 8th. So, the population becomes 6 to 8. Now, if I'm going to ask each and every student of class 6 to 8, which pen do you use and which pen is the most popular, which pen is the most loved by you accordingly, actually. So that will be called census survey if I'm going to ask each and every student in my population. But if I randomly select maybe just 15 or 20 students in the uh, class group of 6th to 8th category, that would be called sample survey. Out of my population, I have asked a selected number of students. That's it. So that is called sample survey. So please write this definition. A population is always the all the individuals or items who possess certain characteristics according to the purpose of the survey. So the first task in selecting a sample is to identify the population. Now once your population is identified, my population was 6 to 8 students, the researcher selects a representative sample. Now I will select some students who are going to represent the entire population. Their answer will be, generalized with all the students of 6 to 8. Their answer I'm going to generalize. A sample. Now just define sample. These are important definitions. A sample refers to a group or section of the population from which information is to be obtained. A sample is always less than population and much less than population. So sample is what? That particular group of people, that particular section of my population from which I'm going to collect the information. A good sample is generally smaller than the population. If they ask you what are the characteristics of a good sample, so a good sample is generally smaller than the population and is capable of providing reasonably accurate information about the population at a much lower cost and shorter time. So see, it is going to take me a lot of time to go and ask each and every student about the popularity of their pen. So I'm only asking certain students, and on the basis of their results, I will, come to my results. I will arrive at my results that this is the pen which students usually like in the class group of 6 to 8. So sample survey, therefore, is generally preferable because they take less time, lower cost, and they can give reasonably accurate information. So whenever your population is homogeneous, like all the people are of similar category and all that, so their taste will also be similar. In a certain school, similar students actually live. You people are of similar backgrounds, whether it is financial or any other, so same area, also mostly similar area you people all belong to. So I can arrive at my results by asking any 30 of you. I don't have to ask all, 300 of you. If there are 100 students in each class, 6th, 7th, and 8th, I don't have to ask all 300 of you to, to know the popularity of a pen. But yes, if the population is heterogeneous, then I should go for a sample survey. All the people are of really different categories, they can have really different tastes and everything is so much different in them, then I should go for census survey. So you should really be knowing the fact whether you're going to choose sample survey or census survey. Now see, there is an example. Suppose you want to study the average income. You can write the example here. First write the definition of population, then sample, and then this example. Suppose you want to study the average income of people in a certain region. According to census method, you would be required to find out the income of every individual in that region. Then you will add them up and divide by the number of individuals to get the average income of people in that region. But this method would require huge expenditure, so much of time, as large number of enumerators have to be employed. Whatever is the region, let us suppose the region I've selected is Karol Bagh or maybe Janakpuri or maybe any other area, or maybe the people, maybe Janakpuri or Karol Bagh or any other area. It would be really time take consuming that you are going and asking every individual if you are going to select census survey. But what is the alternate method that we have? Alternatively, you select a representative sample of a few individuals from the region and find out their income. So I'll just select one short sample. I'll ask their income and I'll find out their income, and their average income of the selected group is used as an estimate. So whatever are the sample survey results, they are an estimate of the average income of the individuals of the entire region. So if there were 300 households in my society, let us suppose, and I am just asking 30 of them, and their average income turns out to be 30,000 rupees per month. So their result I'm going to generalize on the entire population of my colony. So this is an estimate of average income of the individuals of the entire region. So I will conclude that on an average, people in this area earn 30,000 rupees per month on the basis of my sample survey. We'll continue the topic in the next class. Till then, just read whatever is done till now. We talked about a sample survey. You're going to draft a sample questionnaire on any topic you want to prepare on. Plus, next thing we talked about census survey and sample survey, not in detail. We just talked about what is sample and what is population. So till then, just complete all these notes. Take care. God bless you.